Viewers do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
So White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt announced that the Associated Press has been banned from the Oval Office for not honoring the recent renaming of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Yesterday, television viewers were stunned, as The View delivered one of its most explosive moments in recent history. What started out as a routine discussion about the changing political landscape took a drastic turn when legendary host and Hollywood icon Whoopi Goldberg squared off with rising Republican star Karoline Leavitt. The conversation started out as a heated debate about the growing influence of young conservatives, but tensions in the studio were high as sharp words were exchanged, with Goldberg challenging the younger generation. The moment captured live on air sent shockwaves through social media, sparking heated debates and immediately trending under the hashtag #HashWayWalks. Goldberg, obviously frustrated, made the stunning decision to take off a microphone and leave the set midway, leaving her co-hosts and the audience in stunned silence.
I would like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason.
My team will review the applications and give credentials to new media applicants who meet our criteria and pass United States Secret Service requirements to enter the White House complex.
All right.
What'd she say?
She basically said that they were going to give unqualified
God, how boring.
unqualified
Can they get
people
somebody there
jobs.
not
The
so
Behind
tedious?
the Table podcast needs to apply for White House credentials.
Oh, they'd love having Joy in that room.
I got a question.
So wait a second. So in other words, instead of Bob Woodward, they want Kim Kardashian? What? I don't get.
However, Leavitt seemed unaffected and responded with a sharp challenge while narrowing her gaze. Whoopi, did your generation resolve every issue facing America to the point that you feel qualified to give us lectures? The studio went silent as the audience prepared for what was obviously going to be an unforgettable television moment. From there, the back and forth only got more intense as Goldberg passionately defended her generation's role in shaping the nation, highlighting their struggles through wars, civil rights battles, and historic moments that you take for granted. Leavitt refused to back down, countering with an argument that left the audience wondering, did your generation leave us a better country? Look around. Our borders are open. The economy is collapsing, our values are under threat, and we're here to fix it. A daring declaration caused the audience to start whispering, and the studio descended into a tense quiet. The tension reached a breaking point when Goldberg abruptly got up, took a microphone, and headed for the exit. Before she left, she turned sharply and said, "This debate doesn't interest me. If you don't want to hear the truth, there's no point in me being here." The studio was left in stunned silence as Goldberg vanished backstage. The drama. Her expression hardened as she placed her water glass on the table. The #Whoopi walks out trended on Twitter within minutes after Matic's walkout was captured live on television. Viewers were sharply split on who had won the debate, with some applauding Leavitt for defying Goldberg and describing her as fearless and unwilling to be silenced. There was a historic moment that will be remembered for years, but Gold's devoted supporters were equally outspoken in saying that she had no duty to entertain what they perceived as divisive or misleading rhetoric. Whoopi couldn't handle the heat, so Leavitt shut her down. The truth can be difficult to hear, but walking away isn't the answer. Litt's words were deceptive, and she was right to leave. Back in the studio, as the audience mumbled and the co-host frantically tried to regain control of the show, Litt took a moment to speak to the audience, smiling confidently, saying, "The truth can be uncomfortable sometimes, but we're here to keep talking about America's future," receiving applause from a few. The fallout from the tense incident continues to dominate headlines, igniting contentious debates on social media and television, while others sat in stunned quiet. Since then, Viewers are referred to the episode as one of the most dramatic live television events in years, causing viewers to wonder if Whoopi was justified in departing or if Karoline Leavitt proved her point.
Be unequivocally clear about that. And watching this clip, I couldn't help but think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
As a dispassionate observer, the conversation between Karoline Leavitt and Whoopi Goldberg reveals a wider ideological and generational gap in American politics. Both women made points that struck a chord with various apprehensive demographics. Karoline Leavitt represents a younger generation that views current issues like economic instability, immigration, and cultural shifts as evidence that the previous generation's leadership may not have fully addressed America's core problem. Goldberg's frustration appears to stem from a perspective that values historical struggles and the contributions of previous generations in shaping modern America. Her argument suggests that younger politicians may lack the lived experience necessary to fully grasp the complexities of past hardships and the progress made. Their straightforward approach casts doubt on the idea that elder leaders are immune from criticism because of their prior successes. An intriguing query regarding the way political conversations are covered by the media is brought up by Whoopi leaving the set. A departure could be interpreted by some as a refusal to discuss opposing perspectives, while others might see it as a self-respecting decision to avoid what she might perceive a pointless discussion. Similarly, Litt's last comment about carrying on the talk might be interpreted as either a provocation that increased tensions or as calm and assured. Social media's portrayal of public response shows a divided environment where both sides feel verified, rather than being viewed as a win-or-lose situation. This occurrence illustrates the difficulties in promoting meaningful conversations at a time of heightened political differences. Perhaps the lesson should emphasize the value of having courteous, open discussions, particularly on sites like The View where opposing viewpoints are likely to clash. Do you believe that leaving a contentious dispute shows self-control in an unproductive one or weakens one's position? We value your support and participation. If you like this material and would like to be informed about the most recent news debates and hot subjects, thank you for watching and participating in this crucial discussion. To ensure you never miss an update, remember to hit the notification bell, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the upcoming video.